Hi guys, it's me, Ethan, and today I'll be reading Captain Underpants and the Perilous Plot of Professor Poopy Pants. Let's get started. In our last adventures, we tried to save our crazy principal from a disaster. He thought he was a real superhero, but he wasn't. We didn't think things could get any worse, but they did. Once upon a time, there were two cool kids named George. We are awesome. Me too. They had a mean old principal named Mr. Crow. Blah blah blah. Mr. Crow was very mean to George. Yeah, blah blah blah. So they bought a 3D hypno. They used it to hypnotize Mr. Crow. You will obey us. Okay, okie dokie. But they made a terrible mistake. You are now Captain Underpants. Okay, ha ha ha. Try, and come on, Crow, Mr. Crow. He really was Captain Underpants, but he didn't have any superpowers. Stop, you big dummy. There are a lot of adventures. One time they even got attacked by UFO. As you can guys remember from the last adventure. And they all got took into the spaceship. And George is also alien superpowers. Then Mr. Crook got eaten by a big evil dandelion. You had to be there. So George gave him some superpower juice. Then he got superpowers. Captain Underpants has amazing strength. He can even fly too. The only way George and Harold can stop Captain Underpants from causing trouble is pouring water on his head. This makes him turn back into Mr. Crump. But beware, because when Mr. Crump sees somebody snap their fingers snap, he turns back into you know who. Oh no, here we go again. Try. Chapter 1, George and Harold. This is George and Harold. George is the cat on the left with the tie on the flat top. Harold's the one on the right with the t-shirt and bad haircut. Remember that now? All the experts at Underpants Elementary School had other opinions about George and Harold. Their guidance counselor, Mr. Rector, thought the boys suffered from ADD. The school psychologist, Miss Laidler, diagnosed them with ADHD, and their mean principal, Mr. Crook, thought they were just plain old bad. But if you ask me, George and Harold simply suffer from LBSS, incredibly boring school syndrome. You see, George and Harold weren't really bad kids. They were actually very bright, good-natured boys. Their only problem was that they were bored in school, so they took it upon themselves to living things up for everybody who wasn't thoughtful. Wasn't that thoughtful of them? Unfortunately, George and Harold's thoughtfulness got them into trouble. Every now and then, sometimes it got them into a lot of trouble. And one time it got them into so much trouble, it was constantly tired, wanted to be taken over by a ruthless, maniacal mad scientist guy in a giant robot suit. But before I can tell you that story, I can tell you this story. Chapter 2, All Hail New Switzerland. As everybody knows, New Switzerland is a small country just southeast of Greenland. You probably know all about New Switzerland's natural resources and systems of government, but here's something you didn't know about New Switzerland. I'll bet you didn't know. Everybody in New Switzerland has a silly name, just as their president, the Honorable Chuckles Jingleberry McMonkeyburger Jr., or his lovely wife, Stinky. They'll tell you all new about Switzerland's proud silly name heritage. They'll tell you all about the cultural significance silly names, and then they'll probably tell you a really, really long, boring story of how this super tradition got started. Well, skip that part, okay? Just remember that everybody in Switzerland has a silly name, from the richest to poorest, from the dumbest to smartest. And speaking of smartest, let me introduce you to Professor Pippi P. Poopy Pants. Listen. That's the statue of him down there on the bottom of the right-hand corner of the page. Now, Pippi P. Poopy Pants was probably the smartest person of all of New Switzerland. He graduated at the head of the class of Chunky Cute Booger Nose University, and afterwards spent all of his time creating wild, fantastic inventions. Let's look in on him, shall we? Back in his private laboratory, Professor Pippi P. Poopy Pants was just putting the finishing touches on two wonderful inventions, the Stinky Pig 2000 and the Goosey Girl 4000. Professor Poopy Pants called for his assistant, Porky Belly Funky Skunk. Mr. Funky Skunk, Mr. Funky Skunk, Pippi yelled. I am now ready to test my new inventions. Porky Belly took notes while the professor aimed his Stinky Pig 2000 at a hideous pile of trash. Berserk! A powerful beam of energy blasted the garnet sheet. Suddenly, the large pile of trash shrank to the size of a gumball. Hooray, it worked! Cried Professor Pippi. Next I must try the Goosey Girl 4000. Pippi and Porky Belly aimed the Goosey Girl 4000 at an ordinary hot dog with mustard glitter and a bright beam of energy. Suddenly, the hot dog grew and grew until it crashed through the walls of the laboratory. We did, exclaimed Porky Belly. What do you mean, we? Yelled Professor Pippi. I did. I'm the genius. You're just a lowly assistant. And don't you forget it. Sorry, said Porky Belly. With these two inventions, exclaimed Professor Pippi, I'll be able to solve the world's garbage problem, and create enough food for everyone on the entire planet. Finally, it looks like all Earth's dilemmas would have been fixed forever. But who would have believed that in just a few short weeks, Professor Poopy Pants would be trying to take over the planet in a fit or frenzied rage. Well, dear readers, the tragic tale is about to unfold. But before I can tell you that story, I have to tell you this story. Chapter 3, the field trip. Jerome White's elementary school was having its big annual field trip to the Pickwa Pizza Palace. All the kids had brought their permission slips and were lined up to get on the bus. George and Hal could hardly wait to eat pizza and play video games all afternoon. This is gonna rule, said George. Yeah, if we ever get there, said Hal. Hey, said George, let's change the letters around on the school sign while we're waiting. Good idea, said Hal. So George and Hal ran over to the sign and began their wilderness. Unfortunately, the boys didn't notice a talk for bottom presents lurking nearby in the bushes. Aha! Cried Mr. Crab. I caught you boys red-handed. Uh-oh, said George. Heh, laughed John. This is just a joke. A joke! Yelled Mr. Crab. Do you think that's funny? George and Hal looked at not for a moment. Well, yeah, said George. Don't you know, asked Hal. Don't you? Asked Hal. No, I don't think it's funny, yelled Mr. Crab. I think it's rude and offensive. That's why it's funny, said George. Please don't. Oh, said Mr. Crab. You boys like to laugh, huh? Well, here's a good one. You two are officially banned from the school field trip. Instead of eating pizza, you'll spend the afternoon cleaning up the teacher's lounge. Isn't that funny? No way, said Hal. That's not funny at all. Said George, that's cruel and unusual punishment. That's why it's funny, Mr. Crookster snarled. Chapter 44, Left Behind. Mr. Crump marched George and Hal over the janitor's closet. You can use these supplies to clean the teacher's lounge, said Mr. Crump. I want it spotless by the time I get back. Mr. Crump went back outside, climbed onto the school bus and landed on it, and all the buses pulled away. The teachers all pointed at George and Hal Rats, I thought we were going to have fun today. We can still have fun, said George. Only this letter and that bag of powder paste and those big boxes of styrofoam wormy thingies. So George and Hal carried their supplies to the teacher's lounge and got down to business. At the sink, George pulled the sprayer pump nozzle while Harold carefully taped the sprayer handle on the position. Then the two boys put the nozzle back, making sure the sprayer was pointed at the right direction. And next, George held the ladder steady while Harold climbed onto the ceiling fan. He began scooping giant amounts of powder paste onto the tops of the fan blades. Is this right? Yes, said George. They tried to get most of it on the ends of the blades. Got it, said Harold. George closed all the blinds while Harold adjusted the ceiling fan, and so it would turn when the lights came on firmly. The boys filled the refrigerator up with orange-shaped styrofoam packaging pellets. This is gonna be fun, said Harry. Not for the teachers, laughed George. Chapter 5, the fun begins. An hour later, the buses returned to the school. All the children got off, picked up their stuff, got ready to go home. Mr. Fry, the science teacher, was on school bus. The rest of the teachers gathered around George and began teaching them. You kids sure miss a fun field trip, said Miss Farewell. The pizza was so delicious, too bad you didn't get it. I wanted to bring you back a pizza, said Mr. Mew, but I ate it on the bus. He threw an empty box at George's Howard's feet and licked the teacher's hand. Maybe you can lick the cheese off the box, Mr. Crump roared. The teachers eventually got tired of taunting George and Harold, so they retreated to the teacher's lounge to relax. Hey, how come it's so dark in here? Asked Mr. Mew. He flicked on the lights. The ceiling fan began rotating very slowly. Miss Farewell went to the sink and turned on the faucet. Suddenly, the spray nozzle sprayed cold water all over. Ah, she screamed. Somebody turned off the water. The other teachers sprayed out to try to help. They all got sprayed too. The ceiling fan was rotating faster now, and some of the powder paste had begun flowing out to the fan blades. The teachers struggled with the faucet, pushing and shoving each other. Finally, somebody turned on the water off, but not before everyone was thoroughly soaked. The ceiling fan was now spinning at full speed. All the powder on the fan blades had been flung off, and it was now falling down onto the wet teacher. Hey, what the? Cried Mr. Mew. What's all the sticky stuff? Yelled Miss Sand. What's all the sticky stuff? Yelled Miss Sand. By now, the teachers were covered in gooey, sticky paste. It didn't take a genius to know that George and Harold were behind us. Those brats better not have touched my tired, says Mr. Welsh as she danced to the refrigerator and swung the door open. Suddenly, dozens of tiny styrofoam pellets flew out the room. The wind from the ceiling fans blew the pellets. Naturally, they landed on the on the stickiest things in the room, the teachers. Swish. Ah! He screamed. He ran out the teacher's line, screaming and yelling. Georgia Hell saw what looked like a group of youths in haste toward them. I've got a good idea. What? I got a good idea, said George. What? I said, run, said George.